What's up everybody, Mason here with Reservation Outdoors. In the video you're about to see, we're checking our minnow traps. It's a part 2 how to trap your own minnows video. If you didn't see part 1 yet, I encourage you to go take a look at it before you watch part number 2. Me and my boys go check 4 minnow traps we had out for a couple days, and I think you're gonna like what you see in the video today. But if you don't plan on trapping any minnows this year, head on over to Fred's Bait and Tackle in Deer River, Minnesota. They're right off of Highway 2. If you're on your way to Leech Lake, Red Lake, Lake of the Woods, Winnie, or Bowstring Lake, you better stop on in there. They got everything you need for fishing. He knows all the latest news about all of those lakes. Go take a look at their Facebook page, Fred's Bait and Tackle. He might just put you right on the fish. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Yeah. Well, we're at our first trap here. Mace, you gonna grab the rope?
Yes.
Okay, stay right there.
Okay.
Just me and my boys out here today checking minnow traps.
Trap?
Had a couple days with snow and rain, so we left our minnow traps for 2 days. Coming to get them today. Got it? Okay, go ahead and pull it up.
Hold me.
Yep. And we got some minnows in there.
Hey!
Toss the minnow grater in the water, my boy. Mace, toss that minnow grater in the water. This is what we use right here. It floats. It's called a minnow grater. We dump our minnows into this, and all the small ones can swim out of it. All the big ones are stuck in there, so. Otto, can you sit down? Thank you. Mace, sit back all the way back, remember?
Got some minnows.
Yes, we did. Good job. Yeah. Wait, sit on there now. Sit on. Okay, stay right there, boys. Sit down. Looks like we got all sorts of fatheads in here. And that's what I was expecting, so stay down there, boys.
What's it?
Okay, we dumped all the minnows from the minnow trap into the minnow grade. You can see they're swimming around in there. I'm guessing there's probably 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of minnows in that one minnow trap. And that's good. That'd be a good check right there. That's a lot of minnows for one trap. Some days you get out here, you might have a bunch of minnows in your trap. Go to dump them in your minnow grader, and all but maybe one scoop swims out of there. Sometimes you're just getting a whole bunch of little minnows, and that's just the way it goes. But some days it's like this year where, I don't know, I'd say we got at least 1/2 gallon, maybe even close to 1 gallon. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute, let the minnows swim, and I'm going to take the time here to explain how these traps work. All traps have a door, or they open up. Lock it shut so the minnows can't open up the trap lid. And there's a spot right here where the minnows can swim into. They'll swim in. Once they get in there, they can't seem to how to figure out how to get back out of that little crack there. They don't have any problem swimming in, but they don't know how to get out. At least not all of them. There's a few that do, but not very many get out of there. There's different styles of traps too. I brought with me the more commonly found at your Walmart or your L&M fleet. Got 2 openings, one on each end. There's 2 little clips on each side here. If you bend one of them straight, your trap will open up. You put your bait on the inside, push that back together, and you take a pliers, or if you can do it with your fingers, there's this here. You just bend it back. It's locked. I can't pull that apart. There's a clip on top here. You tie your rope to 5-6 feet of rope, string. Put a float on the top. Toss it on the edge of the weeds. Leave it for a day or 2, and you should have minnows in it. When the water gets real warm in the summertime, you set your traps. You want to make sure you get out there early the next morning before the sun starts coming up, because if the sun's beating down on your minnows, they'll get sunburnt, they'll get fatigued, weak, they'll start dying. Get out there before the sun beats on them, and they'll be nice and fresh, kicking hard, swimming good. So this style of trap, there's 2 openings. Minnows swim in the opening, they can't get back out. This style of trap, you bait it through the trap door. There's one opening. They swim in, they can't get back out, and they're stuck in here. These traps have been in here for a couple days now, and as you can tell, I don't think any minnows got away from us. Hey, I don't know, no. Oh man, that don't even have a string on it yet, bud. Okay, sit down there by Mace, Otto. Okay, I think we've given our minnows enough time to swim through the cracks if they're small enough. The rest of them that are in the minnow grader, they'd be the size of minnows you'd be getting at a bait shop and stuff like that. Your larger minnows. There'll be no crappie minnows left in this. The ones that swim out of the grader, those are your crappie minnows. Okay, come sit back here, boys. Scooch all the way back, because I'm gonna have to lift that over. Come on, sit down in the chair, my Otto. I got this bucket here, 5-gallon pail, white pail, and I went, filled it with a gallon of water, made a mark there, filled it with another gallon, made another mark, so on and so on. I put 3 marks on here, so this is 3 gallons. And that's how you measure your minnows. If you fill it up with water, say 1 gallon, or I always just fill it up 2 gallons. Fill it up with a couple gallons and I'll dump my minnows in there. When the volume gets up to the 3 mark, go just a hair over, that's a gallon of minnows. 2 gallons of water, fill it up with minnows till your line gets all the way up to your 3 gallon mark, and that'll be 1 gallon of minnows. Sit down, Otto. Okay, I got 1 gallon of water in there right now, just so I can measure how many minnows I have in that one trap. I'm gonna get another bucket ready so I can. You can't put too many minnows together in one bucket. Otherwise they'll use up the oxygen and they'll start dying. I usually throw about, not even a half a gallon of minnows in each bucket, and I mean it's always a journey trying to get them back to the transport tank. Okay, Otto, sit back, you boys. Scooch over, you guys. All the way there, thank you. Oh yeah, we got a good amount of minnows here. That's okay. You can see it went right over the 3 mark. These little minnows that get stuck, I just push them on the tail side, they fall back through. Okay, so I'm gonna hurry up and do this so they don't start dying on me. But I think you can see that. It's up over the 3 gallon mark. I had a 1 gallon of minnows in here, or 1 gallon of water in here, so that means I got just over 2 gallons of minnows in that one trap. So I'm gonna dump probably half of them in here. Fill this other one up here with water a little more. Mace, can you go grab me some lids up there? Please. Okay, thank you. Now one more too. I need 2 lids. One more lid, Mace.
Here you go. Here you go, Daddy. I'll put them in there.
Okay, that's a lot of minnows in those 2 5-gallon pails. And I'm right next to the truck here, so I'm gonna sizzle them back to my transport tank. I have an aerator there that I hook up to a 12-volt battery, and that keeps my minnows alive till I get home. Nope, we got 3 more traps to check. You guys don't look over the edge too far. Sit down now, because we're gonna run into the sand. Sit down. Sit down, Otto. Yeah, sit down there. Stay there. There we go, got the aerator running. Keep these minnows nice and fresh while we go get our other few traps. I got a feeling they're all gonna look about the same, maybe 1 to 2 gallons of minnows in each of them. Fingers crossed. Y'all's ready? Okay. Yep, there's our trap right there. Hang on, you boys. Don't lean over the edge. Stay in the middle. Yeah, just stay in the middle though. Stay right there. Ah, that one tipped over. I still see minnows in there though. There you go. Oh, sorry. Pull it up, bud.
Can you help me?
Yeah, I sure can. Hand me that rope. I'm gonna need you guys to sit back, okay, so we don't tip. You guys sit all the way over here.
I can make it.
All right. Oh, hey, miss, sit all the way on this side, please. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Stay right there, you guys. Sometimes if you tap the edge of your grater, it'll make them swim down faster, or the small ones will swim out a little faster. Thank you. Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, let's go dump these in the tank. What do you boys think? You having fun? You like minnow trapping? Yeah, I know you love minnow trapping. You wouldn't even let me go minnow trapping last year without you, huh? That's because you're my big helper, huh? When transporting minnows, always use lids on your buckets. One little bump, one little slip, and half your minnows or all your minnows will go splashing out of your bucket. So always put lids on your buckets. I thank you guys for helping me today. Man, you guys are good helpers. Make things way easier for me. I forgot to mention what I look for when I'm setting my minnow traps. You know, the main thing I'm looking for is weed edges, you know, spots that are close to shoreline that have trees hanging in the water, branches, brush piles, and undercut banks. You know, those are all good places for minnows to hide. In the daytime, you know, that's where all the minnows usually hang out at. The sun's shining, they want to be in some shade. So they'll get under some undercut banks, some weeds, lily pads, logs, trees, brush pile, anything like that. Even weed lines that are out a little further away from the shoreline, you know, they'll gather up in there. Oh, there we go. Looks like about another couple gallons at least. I don't know how many are small ones, but seems like I haven't been getting very small ones out of this lake. Even last year when I came to grab some minnows out of here, they were all big juicy fatheads, just like we're getting today. We got one more trap after this one, okay? It's right there. I can see the float. See it over there? Yeah, there's a little creek over there. Cool. Oh, we got one more trap to check. It's the trap I left in front of the creek. My son's trolling, he found a fishing rod. He's gonna be trolling on the way there. Everything's a fishing rod to Mason, huh? I got minnows in this one too. Stay on that side, my boy. I'd say we probably got it right around another 2 gallons of graded minnows in this trap. Like I was saying, some days you dump all your minnows in the grader, you'll watch them swim away. Sometimes there's only 2 minnows left in there out of a whole over a gallon of minnows. But that's why they call it minnow trapping and not minnow catching. We got a little muskrat hut there on the edge of this creek. I see a baby frog in there, son. Tadpole. Don't lean too far over the edge, man. I don't feel like swimming today. Sit back down on the other side, please.
Is it dead?
No.
Is that baby frog dead?
No, I got it for you. A tadpole in our minnow trap today. My son likes the tadpoles, the baby frogs. You like them, Mace?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool, huh?
And I keep it.
Nope. Or maybe, I don't know. We're gonna make it back up that hill with the truck? Yeah, all right. Yeah. Now before taking off from the lake, taking off from the landing by the lake, I always grab an extra bucket of water with me for when I get to the top of the hill. The water that splashes out of my transport tank, I can refill it back up. If you're on flat ground trapping minnows, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're going up a hill, you know, something like this here, which is extremely steep, you're gonna need water when you get to the top of the hill. Oh, Mason has a fish. Get it, bud. Holy moly. What'd you get? Is it a crappie? No. A what? Oh, he caught a sucker fish. We catch everything, huh, Sonny? Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video or found anything in the video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about how else I do stuff while I'm minnow trapping, go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe, like, and share our videos, and enable notifications so you know when I post new videos. We'll be trapping minnows, fishing all summer long. We'll be chasing after different species of fish like walleye, bass, pike, perch, crappie, bluegill.
See the hook?
So if you'd like to learn some new tricks or get a sneak peek at the fishing on the reservation here in Red Lake, Minnesota, be sure to keep an eye out for us. We had a heck of a day out on the minnow lake today. I think we got about 8 gallons of minnows, and that's a real good day for only 4 traps. Like I was saying, if I get, you know, a half a gallon to a gallon of minnow on one trap, I'm a happy camper. So 2 gallons of minnows in each trap, I'd say milk bones are Minnow and Reservation Outdoors approved. Now if you're going to trap minnows, but you're not going to trap large amount of minnows, let's say you're just trapping for yourself to go do some fishing, this style of minnow trap would probably be the best bet for you. You're not going to get gallons of minnows, but when you're fishing you don't need gallons of minnows, you know. But you will be able to get a couple, you know, 2 to 4 scoops of minnows in a trap like this, if not, you know, a few more. Now if you're trapping minnows in order to sell minnows to bait shops, this would be the style of trap you would want. There's other styles of traps out there too. There's clover shaped traps, big box traps. I mean, there's traps that are 3 to 4 times this size here. But this style of trap can fit, you know, a few gallons of minnows in there. So I don't think this would be the trap for you if you're a fisherman just looking to catch your own bait. You know, when you're trapping minnows in the early spring, you don't really need to let your minnows adjust to the cold water at all. When you're in the summertime, the water in the lakes is real warm, the ponds are real warm, and before you transfer them over to cold water, you have to slowly add cold water and let the minnows adjust. Otherwise it's going to send them into shock and they'll all die. This is already ice cold water, so I don't need to let them adjust, but I take 100% well water from my minnow tanks, and I'll take my minnows out of my transport tank and I'll put them into this 100% well water before I transfer them over to my holding tank. Don't forget to put your lids on.